It's the distinct sound of a group of Harley Davidsons taking off. The sight of bikies on our roads, even the word bikie itself, conjures negative images of outlaws, underworld figures with criminal links and checkered pasts. But not all motorbike clubs fit this reputation for violence and crime. Some, like Melbourne's Ozhog Motorbike Club, are far removed from the infamous world of outlaw groups.
In comparison, we're probably meek and mild. A lot of professionals amongst us in regard to the club. And again, we're just on about riding and having fun.
It's a real family environment, and that's one of the things that sets us apart from a lot of other clubs, is that it's family. We look after one another, we have a lot of fun together, and at the end of the day, the common denominator for the whole thing is the bikes.
The Ozhogs are a Harley owners group that are among the 99% of law-abiding bike clubs. The others, known as the 1%ers, are outlaw clubs that have created an image of bikies as menacing and dangerous. Two of the most notorious 1%er bike clubs throughout the world, and here in suburban Melbourne, are the Banditos and the Hells Angels. Both clubs feature heavily in the media whenever they're linked to violence or crime. Criminologist Michael Bennis says these clubs have been linked to a whole range of crimes.
Any kind of crime that brings in financial benefit. I mean, I could sort of go on. It could be a litany of sort of different sort of criminal activities.
Throughout Melbourne, the presence of outlaw motorbike groups is felt. Here in the city, on this street corner, was the site of one of the most horrific crimes in Melbourne's recent history. In June 2007, Hells Angels member Christopher Hudson shot 3 people, one of those, lawyer Brendan Keillart, dying here in the street. It was an incident that served to instill fear among people in the city, and 4 years on, continues to remind people of the links between outlaw motorbike groups and violent crime.
Thundering rhetoric about...
Adam Shand is a journalist who's written books about motorbike clubs and underworld crime in Melbourne. He says although bikies are often linked to crimes, the clubs themselves are not set up as structured criminal organisations.
You won't find the crime by looking at the club. You've got to look at the individuals, follow the money, and you find that the crime that is committed in the bike scene it's in 2s and 3s linking up with elements outside their own club. And they might be other bikers, or they might be guys from ethnic street gangs or whatever. It's opportunistic.
How prominent are motorbike clubs in Melbourne's underworld crime?
They're very much fringe players. That you'll hear about them involved in an assault here, a small-time possession or manufacture of drug situations. But as far as being big players in the high-level stuff, it's just not there. And the police agree with that as well.
While the involvement of outlaw motorbike clubs in Melbourne's underworld might be overstated, some clubs have raised community fears, and authorities have responded by proposing laws that could see bikies banned from associating together.
Any kind of legislation that would bar the association would be in breach of human rights, which could be contested in the High Court.
Anti-association laws have been debated by state governments for years. Here in Victoria, the Baillieu government raised anti-bikie legislation as a specific issue in the lead-up to last year's state election.
Yeah, Ted Baillieu had a lot of pressure from certain people inside the force and the police union and some members of the media to follow suit with association laws, and he went along with it. He thought that was sounded like a good, tough thing to do.
Whether anti-association laws are passed through Victoria's Parliament or not, it's unclear what impact it will have on bikie-related crime. Many believe it's the crimes, not the clubs themselves, that need to be looked at.
They will continue to exist unless someone actually manages to rip out the heart out of the organisation. The heart of the organisation is the money. If you don't have the money, then you cannot fund your activities.
Josh Fagan, Newsline.